Hello guys, this is Group 3 and my name is Stefan. My partner Uriel and I will be presenting for the foresight of the use of steroids and hormones in food animals, while Antonio and Archibald will be presenting for the against side.
So before we get into the topic as to why the use of hormones and steroids in food animals is beneficial, we first need to understand what hormones and steroids themselves are. Hormones are chemicals that coordinate different functions in your body by carrying messages through your blood to your organs, skin, muscles, and other tissues. These signals tells your body what to do and when to do it. Hormones are essential for life and your health. The body uses hormones for two types of communication, one being the communication between two endocrine glands and the other being the communication between endocrine gland and a target organ. On the other hand, steroids, also called corticosteroids, are anti-inflammatory medicines used to treat a range of conditions. Some of the side effects for the uses of steroids are liver damage, kidney damage, increased blood pressure and cholesterol, as well as decreased joint flexibility. Some of the types of steroids that can be used are steroid tablets, steroid injections, steroid inhalers, and steroid creams. So what do hormones and steroids control? Hormones control metabolism, homeostasis, such as blood pressure, blood sugar regulation, fluid, electrolyte balance, and body temperature. Growth and development, sexual function, reproduction, sleep cycle, and the mood. Steroids control pain and discomfort, swelling, and redness. So some of the history and background for the uses of steroids and hormones in food animals are that in 1947, the first animal to be injected with hormones took place. In the 1950s, the FDA approved the use of drugs on food animals. The United States and the European Union have engaged in a long-standing trade dispute over the European Union's decision to ban hormone-treated meat. Despite an ongoing series of dispute settlement proceedings and decisions by the World Trade Organization, there is continued disagreement between the United States and the European Union on a range of legal and procedural issues, as well as the scientific evidence and consensus concerning the safety of hormone-treated beef. To date, the European Union continues to ban imports of hormone-treated meat and restricts most meat exports to the European Union to a limited quantity of beef imports that are certified as produced without the use of hormones. Also, natural estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone have been the hormones and steroids that have been used over the years. Some of the sociological importance for the uses of steroids and hormones in food animals are that it benefits the agriculture field. Due to the use of steroids, it has changed the standards of meat products worldwide. Because of this, people are eating and being fed higher quality product, which benefits the health of many people. Some of the benefits are fertility boosting, energy production, weight loss, anti-aging, gene expression, mood enhancement, and stabilization, protects cognitive ability, stimulated stem cell production, immune function, and increases production of human growth hormone. Also, it provides good quality source of protein. Protein helps to build. Protein is an important building block of bones, muscles, cartilage, and skin. In fact, your hair and nails are comprised mostly of protein. Protein helps to repair. Your body uses it to build and repair tissue. It helps to oxygenate. Red blood cells contain a protein compound that carries oxygen throughout the body. This helps supply your entire body with nutrients it needs. Protein helps to digest. About half the dietary protein that you consume each day goes into making enzymes, which aids in digesting food and making new cells and body chemicals. Also, protein helps to regulate. Protein plays an important role in hormone regulation, especially during the transformation and development of cells during puberty.
What is animal aspect? It's the discussion of animal rights. animal issues such as growth hormones used in animals, discussion leading to limitation of how much should be used. And also in definition, it's a basic term. Animal ethics can be defined as arguments about the rights and wrong ways to treat animals. As a field of study, it's considered appropriateness of the use of animals in a variety of contexts through an analysis of which if an action is for the moral good of the animals. Uh, Not only that, but animal ethics tries to understand non-human animal human uh, moral issues through reasoning and knowledge, and the examination of beliefs held by the status of non-human animals. Therefore, deals with the issues of moral responsibilities that humans have towards non-animals and the quality and quantity of care that should be extended. Since the early 1950s, FDA approval of approved a number of several steroid hormones drugs that it's okay to be used in animals. FDA only approves drugs after information or studies have been shown. Uh, some, such as like synthetic hormones, they're formulated as pellets or implants, so that like they attach it to the ears, and then after attaching to the ear, it will increase their growth hormones. However, when it's time for the killing of the cattle or the animals, the ears are removed, and when the ears are removed, then the basically the steroids or the hormones that were injected into the animals does not go into the same place as the food processing. So us humans, we are not affected by the steroid hormones or any of the other hormones that have been injected, therefore making it safe and FDA approval. The animal best interest, it's the hormones are used, and the animals are the best interest and lifestyle. They're kept in mind as hormone. The hormones has to be approved by FDA. They cannot be reimplanted without approval, and it ensures that animals are raised properly and safely. Some of the approved drugs are naturally produced throughout life in people and animals, anyways, such as estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. These natural hormones are necessary for normal development, growth, and reproduction. People are not at risk from eating food from animals treated with these drugs because the amount of additional hormones following drug treatment is very small compared with the amount of natural hormones that are normally found in the meat, anyways, of untreated animals, and they are naturally produced in the human body as well. So before the FDA approved these drugs, FDA requires information and toxicological testing in the laboratory animals to determine safe levels in the animal products that we eat. FDA required that the manufacturers demonstrates that the amount of hormone left in each edible tissues after treatment is below the appropriate safe level, as described above. A safe level is a level which would be expected to have no harmful effects in human. So like for example, in beef cattle, producers administers a variety of steroid hormones, including natural and synthetic versions of estrogen and testosterone, to make animals grow faster, convert their food into muscles more efficiently, and make their meat leaner. Uses data isn't publicly available, but according to Etherton, they say that hormones are more commonly given to beef cattle than dairy cattle. Cultural importance. As of today, the hormones and steroids has helped increase growth of animal faster for meat on the shelf. So as animals are growing faster, and when they grow faster, they're able to get more meat on the shelf and not have to kill as much animals, such as cows, to get beef on the shelf. Uh, Importantly, steroids and the use of hormones has cut down the fat of the meat from beef, making most of the meat more leaner and less fatty. In addition, it also lowers carbon footprint. And what carbon footprint is it's the total greenhouse gas emission caused by an individual event, organization, service, place, or product. expressed as carbon dioxide equivalent. So when they take cows to the factory, that factory that does all the grinding and killing of the cows and packaging, that creates a lot of carbon emission. However, with the use of steroids and hormones, they use less cows, and by using less cows to get more meat due to the hormones, they also lower carbon footprint. And lastly, it is important because these meat are more affordable and does not hurt consumers. It's like a mutualistic relationship as it benefits the producers who they use less 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 cows, less animals to produce meat, and it benefits the consumers as well because it's cheaper and it's more affordable. It's more of a reasonable price. However, there are still people who still prefers natural and no hormones injections. Although that is fine, they will have to pay a more premium price as it takes longer to raise a fully grown animal and the amount of resources it takes as well, as compared to animals with injected hormones, where the hormones will increase the growth of animal faster for more meat on the shelf. Okay, so for current events, according to the University of Minnesota, growth hormones injected into their livestock shows great improvement in growth. In addition, the use of synthetic hormones has been shown to not affect the animals in a bad way, nor does the hormone enter the food supply chain. This is positive news for beef producers. Unfortunately, there are barriers that prevent the U.S. beef products from reaching their full export potential, as China's growing middle class makes it a prime location for the U.S. beef exports. China restricts their beef from cattle being implanted with growth promoting hormones, making exporting U.S. beef to China difficult. Most cattle producers in the U.S. implant their cattle to improve production efficiency. Europe has had a non-hormone treated cattle program since 1999. Although the U.S. has been able to supply specifically to this program for a premium, the duty-free volume is limited to only 20,000 metric tons, and there is a loss of production efficiency. The U.S. beef industry needs to establish greater global consumers' trust to ease concerns about using hormones in cattle production. However, the Food and Drug Administration, which is the FDA, has approved the use of growth promoting hormones such as estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, trenbolone acetate, and zeranol. More than 20 countries use these hormones regularly and have reduced greenhouse gas emission, energy use, water use, and reactive nitrogen loss of beef production in comparison to beef raised without growth promoting hormones. As consumers, they demand greater sustainability. Growth promoting hormones can enhance production efficiency, and they can contribute significantly to the goal of producing more with fewer resources. It's known that in retail cases, beef itself cannot be marketed as hormone free because all plants, animals, and humans, they produce hormones naturally to properly regulate biological functions. However, beef can be labeled as naturally raised or raised without hormones, and they must abide by the USDA voluntary claim standards, FSIS labeling guidelines on documentation needed to substantiate animal raising claims for label submissions. Consumers that prefer to naturally raise or organic beef, they will have to pay a premium fine, like how I said earlier. Beef produced during the implanted cattle can provide consumers a more economical, and sustainable product that should be recognized as safe and wholesome.
So, for my informed opinion for the use of steroids and hormones in food animals, is that I believe the FDA should be more trusted on and accredited, since they protect the public safety of human and veterinary drugs. biological products, and medical devices. The FDA also helps in giving the consumer a good product for consumption. Also, when treating animals, they make sure to make the animal feel safe and not in danger. Hormones and steroids help animals to increase growth rate and efficiency, as well as help the animal to produce more food with less effort of using resources. Also, not only does the animal benefit from the use, but also humans. The humans benefit because it helps them to prevent from getting a disease or sickness from the untreated animal, and also helps farmers, businesses to grow by providing a better quality product for consumers. Also, all approved steroid implant products have a 0-day withdrawal. This means that the meat from the animal is safe for humans to eat at any time after the animal is treated.
Not only that, but for my opinion, I think for the use of steroids and hormones in food animals is a good a good thing because it lowers carbon footprint. It's not and it's not a very dangerous impact on animals or for the consumers. And overall, in the end, there's always more resources and it's more affordable. And this is our references, and we thank you for your time.